Wee, what an absolute amazing race. No intro, let's just jump right into explaining this because, of course, you guys know I don't have my computer. I can't edit, so it's just going to be a flawless victory or a flawless video. So just jump right into it here. So William Byron and Eric Almirola would lead them to the green flag, starting the longest race of the NASCAR season. 4 stages in this race, can I add? Restarts were crazy. I mean, they were crazy. You had 3 wide, 4 wide at the end. They were bumping, beating, banging. I mean, it was pretty dang good. I mean, at one point, there were 12 cars, 3 wide, for I think like 3 or 4 rows deep. It felt like pack racing for a second there, but on lap 20, I think it was, Eric Jones blew a tire. He would smack the wall. Seemed like a lot of Toyotas had trouble because after that, we would go green flag racing, and then Matt DiBenedetto in that 95 with satellite prospect from Joe Gibbs Racing would also hit the wall, and then another restart. Mark Truex Jr. leads them to the green flag, and all of a sudden, a little while later, Mark Truex Jr. slaps the wall. Okay, he doesn't slap the wall. He barely brushes the wall, but he was the leader at the time. That's crazy. And then you had Kyle Busch would have a huge run on Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and he would pretty much give a tap to Stenhouse, spinning Stenhouse into the fake grass, I would call it. And then, yeah, so that brought out another caution. A few cars stayed out because this is pretty much getting towards the end of stage 1, and Daniel Hemrick on old tires cuts across Clint Bowyer into the wall. That pretty much ruined any chance Hemrick had of a great finish. Very unfortunate for him, and then Brad Keselowski would ultimately win stage 1. So that was stage 1. Stage 2, Chris Buescher. I've been talking about Buescher for a long time. I think he's a great driver. He would ultimately cut a tire and hit the wall. His day wouldn't be done, but he would definitely be a little hurt there. Denny Hamlin also had a terrible day. He would also cut a tire and hit the wall. And then Ryan Preece, another JTG Doherty Racing team member, race car driver, would also hit the wall, cutting down a tire. Very unfortunate for those two. And Brad Keselowski would win the second stage of the race. And then Truex gets tight. This is later in the stage, and he would come across Bailey Curry in the 52. A nice little paint scheme for him. I think it was like called the Blackbird or something. One of the famous military planes. Martin Truex Jr. just got tight and clipped Bailey Curry into the wall. Heavy hit. Everybody was all right, but a very heavy hit for Bailey Curry. Yes, I do have notes. This was a crazy race. And then stage 3 would be MTJ, the winner. And then Kurt Busch got loose under the 12 of Ryan Blaney and Kyle Busch. He would hit Kyle Busch and spin. So just unfortunate for Kurt Busch. Basically, he got loose, got up into Ryan Blaney a little bit, comes down, barely hits Kyle Busch, ruining Kurt Busch's day for sure, ruining the splitter and everything. So very unfortunate for him. And then Denny blows another tire. Just a very rough day for Denny Hamlin. He would also hit the wall. Just a struggling day for these Toyotas. Something was happening, and it was very, very weird. And then your stage 1 and 2 winner would also hit the wall on lap 10. But I want to back it up here a little bit. I forgot to mention the big one that happened. Larson gets loose. Under Clint Bowyer, he would hit Clint Bowyer a little bit. Clint Bowyer would ultimately smack the wall. Kyle Larson comes down, collects Austin Dillon. Those two hit heavy hit there. And then Kyle Larson slid back up the track. Ty Dillon, trying to avoid, would ultimately hit Ryan Preece. Ty Dillon would spin, but continue. Ryan Preece would also hit the wall, but also continue. Clint Bowyer, I think, also continued. Paul Menard and David Reagan made contact on the apron trying to escape as well. Both of those would continue, and actually Reagan, we're going to talk about here in a little bit. But Austin Dillon, Kyle Larson out. Very unfortunate for my guy, but just seems to be the luck this year. I feel like I'm really starting to feel like Kyle Larson, flipped a switch in 2017 and got 3 wins, or was it 4 wins, I think. And since then, they switched to the Camaro, and he's been just terrible. I mean, yeah, he made the playoffs last year, but no wins. And this year, he's I don't know what's going on with Larson, but if you don't get this stuff figured out fast, it's game over. I really think, and I know he won the All-Star race, but it has not been pretty for that team. So we're gonna go down the list here. David Reagan would stay out for the last restart. And then everybody else comes down pit road. Ryan Newman takes 2 tires. So it'll be David Reagan and Ryan Newman. For the restart, David Reagan, I think, actually led a lap. But David Reagan would ultimately fall back and finish like 21st, something like that. Last car on the lead lap, I do believe. Ryan Newman will also get shoveled back. Actually, Ryan Newman on 2 tires would get shoveled back faster than David Reagan did. That's pretty crazy right there. But I think Ryan Newman still finished in front of David Reagan, as I think that should be, considering Ryan Newman had 2 fresher tires. And then, so that would be taken with 5 laps to go. And then Denny Hamlin on the last lap slams the wall, but no caution. And Martin Truex Jr. holding off Joey Logano with a very decent battle, ultimately wins the race. That was your race summary, and what a race this was. I mean, this was a great race. It was one of the best Coca Cola 600 I've ever seen. You had a lot of comers and goers. Kevin Harvick, strong in the sunlight, faded in the nighttime. Martin Truex Jr. would ultimately skim the wall. He would have to come down for repairs. The guys kept working on the car. He kept getting better. He would ultimately hold off Joey Logano, who also wasn't very good during the beginning of the race. I think he was very tight. They loosened that car up and got it to where he liked it. Ryan Blaney had something happen to his car, which is where Brad Keselowski had also cut down a tire and spun. So fortunate for Ryan Blaney, but also very unfortunate because he had a vibration and it kept getting worse, and he had to ultimately come down pit road at about a lap 11. So, yeah, then, I mean, just a lot of comers and goers. Brad Keselowski was one of them. He was pretty strong throughout the day. Kyle Busch, like I mentioned, he got a little bit of damage, but he was pretty good most of the day. I think he finished 3rd. I want to say 3rd. So, yeah, there you go, guys. There is your race summary. Let me know down in the comments, what did you think of this race? And I'm wanting to apologize here, guys. I'm sorry that there's no editing, no intro, no outro, no pictures of the wrecks to be seen. But we saw a lot of cool patriotic paint schemes out there. I think one of my favorites was definitely Martin Truex Jr.'s. Landon Castle had a nice one. He ultimately blew up, though, which I didn't really mention. But yeah, Landon Castle had lots of trouble. It's irrelevant. Who else had good ones? All the Rick Ware cars really had pretty cool ones. The 52 wasn't the greatest, but it was just cool, the theme that they had of some very famous fire jets and aircrafts and all that. I think that's very cool. But yeah, just a lot of cool schemes and pretty good winners. So hats off to Martin Truex Jr. for sure. And let me know, guys, what did you think of the race? And we go on to Pocono next. Oh, Pocono. How I love you. Not really. I'm not looking forward to it. I honestly kind of hate Pocono, as most race fans do. I don't expect anything out of it. Maybe this package makes it better. Maybe it just makes it about the same. I don't really know. No high expectations from here, though. But anyways, guys, I hope you all enjoyed. I certainly did myself, and I will see you guys in the next video. Please like this video, leave a comment, subscribe for more. Follow me on all the social media links in the description. And I will see you guys for the Pocono predictions. Peace.